Have you ever had an encounter with God but didn't know until after it happened? Well, today we're looking just at that. Hey there, SGU. My name is Allison. I'm part of the SGU leadership team here. We are so excited to be with you for the third week of our current series, Go. We are talking all about the power of serving as it relates to our own ministries, individual paths, here at church, your school, and your hometown. This week we're looking into the book of Luke in the New Testament. In the 24th chapter of Luke, we learn about the story of the walk to Emmaus. Now that very day, two of them were going to a village 7 miles from Jerusalem called Emmaus, and they were conversing about the things that had occurred. And it happened that while they were conversing and debating, Jesus himself drew near and walked with them, but their eyes were prevented from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing as you walk along?" They stopped, looking downcast. The things that happened to Jesus the Nazarene, who was a prophet mighty indeed, our word before God and all the people, how our chief priests and rulers both handed him over to a sentence of death and crucified him. We were hoping that we would be the one to redeem Israel, and besides all this, it's now the third day since this took place. And they said to him, "Oh, how foolish you are! How slow of heart to believe all that the prophets spoke. Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and enter into his glory?" Then beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them what referred to him in their scriptures. As they approached the village to which they were going, he gave the impression that he was going to stay on farther. But they urged him, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening and the day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. And it happened that, while he was with them at the table, he took bread, said the blessing, broke it and gave it to them. With that their eyes were opened and they recognized him, but he vanished from their sight. When they said to each other, "Were our hearts not burning within us while he spoke to us on the way and opened the scriptures to us?" When the two individuals first met Jesus on their walk to Jerusalem, they did not recognize him as Jesus, and instead saw him as just another person to share their vision with. Jesus heard him speaking, but was so uncertain of their conversion, so he asked, "What are you discussing as you walk along?" Cleopas was shocked that this person, Jesus, was unknowledgeable about recent events. They then began to tell him all about Jesus the Nazarene, someone that they idolized. Jesus was sentenced to death and was crucified, but people were told that on the third day after his death, he'd rise again from the grave and people would know him. On this day, when Cleopas met Jesus, it was the third day from the resurrection. Cleopas heard the news from that woman from town had gone to the grave. However, Jesus was not there. Jesus explained that the prophets had to suffer before claiming their glory, just as Jesus did. Later on in the evening, the people of Emmaus finally recognized him as himself with the breaking of the bread. As Jesus led people to him, we want to lead you on a path of success in serving in ministry. Jesus already knew that he had indeed rose again from the dead, and with that information still allowed for individuals to find him on their own with the help of others. This reminds us a lot of our weekend ministries here at Nativity. Serving in ministries takes people on a journey to recognize Jesus in the Eucharist, just like those did in the book of Luke. Serving in your ministry is a great way to meet new people, have fun, and grow in your faith. We encourage you to serve in our weekend ministry teams here at Nativity with fellow members from SGU, your friends, or your family. Where do you see yourself serving at Nativity? On the Next Gen team, where you can work with kids, creative tech, team helping with the weekend masses, or in the cafe serving members coffee and pizza after Mass. The possibilities are endless, and we can't wait to see you here in Nativity the coming weeks. We hope you have a great small group, and we can't wait to see you next week.